Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Today's my lecture is about cerebellum. At first, what is cerebellum? Cerebellum is a Latin word which means little brain. It is a part of hindbrain situated in posterior cranial fossa, behind the pons and medulla oblongata. Separate from these two structures by the cavity of fourth ventricle, it is covered by tentorium cerebelli and connected to the brainstem by three cerebellar peduncle. Cerebellum plays an important role in the integration of sensory perception and motor control. Its weight is about 150 grams. In adult, the weight ratio between the cerebellum and cerebrum is about 1:10, and in case of infant, it is about 1:20. Development of cerebellum. During the early stage of embryonic development, the brain starts to form in three distinct segments. These are prosencephalon, mesencephalon, rhombencephalon. The rhombencephalon is the most caudal portion of the embryonic brain. Divisions of cerebellum. Anatomically, cerebellum is divided into three lobes by two deep fissures. These are anterior lobe, which is situated rostral to the primary fissure, posterior lobe, which is dorsal to the primary fissure, at last flocculonodular lobe, which is the oldest of all portions of cerebellum. It develops along with and functions with vestibular system in controlling body's equilibrium. The anterior and posterior lobes further divided in a midline cerebellar vermis and laterally cerebellar hemisphere. There is anterior, posterior and flocculonodular lobe behind the pons and medulla. From the functional point of view, the anterior and posterior lobes are organized not by lobes but along the longitudinal axis. The center of cerebellum, a narrow band which is called vermis, separated from remainder of cerebellum by shallow grooves. In this area, most cerebellar control functions for muscle movement of axial body, neck, shoulder and hips are located. To each side of vermis is a large laterally protruding cerebellar hemisphere, and each of these hemisphere is divided into intermediate and lateral zone. This is the figure where we show that hemisphere which is divided into the further lateral and intermediate zone of hemisphere. The intermediate zone of hemisphere is concerned with controlling muscle contraction in distal portion of upper and lower end, especially hands and finger and feet and toes. The lateral zone of hemisphere operate at a much more remote level because this area join with the cerebral cortex in overall planning of sequential motor movements. Without this lateral zone, most discrete motor activities of body lost their appropriate timing and sequencing, therefore becomes incoordinated. This is the figure about the external surface of cerebellum, where we show that anterior lobe, posterior lobe, flocculonodular lobe and inferior superior surfaces, and vermis, fissure, that is horizontal and primary fissure. One conspicuous fissure is horizontal fissure, which extend around the dorsolateral border of each hemisphere from middle cerebral peduncle to vallicola, which separate the superior and inferior surface. The deepest fissure in the vermis is primary fissure, which curves ventrolaterally in the superior surface of cerebellum to meet the horizontal fissure. This primary fissure divides the cerebellum into anterior and posterior lobe. Cerebellar surface is divided by numerous curved transverse fissures, giving it a laminated appearance. The figure. Then, functionally, the cerebellum is divided into paleo cerebellum, neocerebellum and archicerebellum. At first, vestibulocerebellum, which is another name is archicerebellum, which is the embryologically oldest portion of cerebellum. Anatomical part of vestibulocerebellum are frontonodular lobe and immediately adjacent part of vermis. Its role is provide neural circuit for most of body's equilibrium movement and eye movements. If there is lesion in vestibulocerebellum segment of cerebellum which causes disturbance of balance and gait. Spinocerebellum, whose another name is periocerebellum, which is formed by vermis and intermediate parts of hemisphere. Spinocerebellum regulates the body and limb movements, which facilitate smooth and coordinated voluntary movement. It provides the circuitry for coordinating movement, mainly distal portion of limb, especially hands and fingers. Spinocerebellum is able to elaborate proprioceptive input in order to anticipate the future position of body part during the course of a movement. Then cerebrocerebellum, which is called new cerebellum, anatomical part is there, middle portion of vermis and lateral portion of hemisphere. New cerebellum is involved in planning and initiation of sequential voluntary body and limb movements, and it plays an important role in maintaining the posture, which helps to maintain the posture, maintain the muscle tone, and which maintain the posture. It has purely cognitive functions as well. If we classify it by phylogenetic or autogenic development, then we see that archicerebellum, paleocerebellum, new cerebellum. If we classify it by afferent connection, then we see that these are vestibulocerebellum, spinocerebellum, pontocerebellum. If we classify it by efferent connection, then we found that vermis, paravermal region, cerebral hemisphere. Thank you for your patience hearing.